Friday. It is Friday, May 15th. But friends, it is Spirit Day! Yay! For Holder Hawk Spirit Day. Happy, happy Friday, happy, happy Friday, happy, happy Friday. It's Friday, boys and girls, and
well, hello, Larry. So yes, I am wearing my Holder Hawk Spirit shirt to show my spirit. If you have a Holder Hawk shirt or a blue one, you could put it on for today, for Friday, our last day of Spirit Week. Okay? And I'm sorry, I don't have a little blue shirt for Larry, but he's here with us today. And Larry, we are not doing compare and contrast today.
we're not?
Nope. We are doing something different. We are going to finish up our story on motion, looking at text evidence and looking at the pictures.
Wow, that sounds heavy.
Nah, piece of cake, right, boys and girls? And then we're going to conclude our unit.
What does conclude mean?
It means to finish Unit 10. And since Unit 10 is our very last unit, we are done, boys and girls. We are all finished with Benchmark as soon as we finish this lesson. So we're going to get started, and we're first going to be focusing on motion. All right, so that's where we're starting today. So here we see the front cover of our book on motion. We're looking at text evidence. The first question is this: how do the images, which is the photos, on pages 10 and 11 help you answer the question about the path the objects are taking? So we're going to turn to pages 10 and 11 in our book, which is towards the back. Whoops, I went too far. I'm on page 12. Here we go, page 11. All right, I'm going to move this up so I can see better. Okay, perfect. So here on page 11, the question on page 11 asks, what directions can you see on these pages? Well, we need to look at the images on pages 10 and 11 to identify the directions. The first picture on page 10 shows a girl and a boy jumping in the water. See this right here? On page 10, it's a boy and a girl jumping in the water, or jumping up and down, actually, on the sand. The arrow over the boy points up. I'm sorry, let's see. The arrow over the boy points up, and the arrow over the girl is pointing down. I think they got that opposite. But anyways, we've got the arrow pointing up on this person, pointing up, and this one's pointing down. So we see that she is jumping up, and the arrow's going up, and this child is going down. So it's showing up and down, okay? We read the labels up and down. We know what up and down is. It is a direction. So that helps us to understand the direction for those two words, okay? If we keep going on this page, we see some other directions. Down here, it says curved line. And then it shows a line that is going around and around like this, which is showing and representing a curved line. This one down here is showing a zigzag line, where we go straight, we go at an angle, but in a straight line, and then we turn abruptly this way and go straight again, and then turn again. Up here we have straight line. So this is showing this jet flying in a straight line. This is showing the words around and around, because the arrow here is going around just like this. And then last, you should all recognize this. There are children swinging on the swing. The arrow is going back and forth, and the words are back and forth. So this helps us to clearly see the different directions that the paths are going of the objects. Direction is the path an object follows. So each one of these is a different direction. Looking on this page, chapter 3 shows us examples of those movements. So that, friends, concludes this part of our lesson.
Wow, that wasn't so hard.
Nope. All we did was take a look at the illustrations on the page to help us to understand the directions of where we were going. Now we're going to be moving on to the last part of our lesson, which is concluding Unit 10. All right? So, Larry, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Boys and girls, are you ready? I hope so. Here we go. So, taking one last time, one last check, we are looking at our unit theme, which is forces motion. So, what makes things move? In this unit, we have read and listened to stories, informational texts, and poems about forces and motion. Which text was your favorite and why? Think about that for just a moment. And you can turn and share with someone who is in the room with you or just say it out loud. Our essential question is, what makes things move? So think about that question. Think about the details of movements and motion. Think about what you have learned in this unit. And then we are going to be making a small list of things that move. So think about the stories we recently read this week and last week. Motion and forces. So forces make things move. A force allows something else to move, like the roller coaster is a force. The swing set is a force. The bicycle. These are objects and things that allow us to move. Each force moves an object in a different way. So for instance, when we talked about forces, we saw different ways that things moved. And if you think back on our story of forces, push, pull. A push is a force that moves something away from you. A pull is a force that moves something towards you. Do you remember gravity and friction? Gravity is a force that pulls an object towards the earth, and friction is a force that slows down an object. So I'm going to go ahead and post this little chart that re-emphasizes things that move and how they move, what makes things move. Forces make things move. You have to have a force in order for an object to move. Each force moves an object, and it moves it how? In a different way. One force is push. The other is pull. A push is a force that moves something away from you. You're pushing it away. A pull is a force that moves something toward you. Gravity is a force that pulls an object towards the earth. Friction is a force that slows it down. So, we're going to let our friend Larry demonstrate. So, Larry, are you ready? I want you to show them what happens when you push something. What happens when you push something? Would you like to try, Larry?
Sure.
So, Larry, I'm going to tip down my screen, and I want you to push this ball. Okay? So he is going to push the ball. And what Larry just did is he pushed the ball away from him. But now, Larry, I want you to demonstrate pull. What does it mean to pull something? It means you're going to pull it towards you. So, Larry, grab onto this ball, and you are going to now pull it towards you. He's pulling it towards himself. Very good, Larry. I know that was kind of hard for Larry, but I wanted him to demonstrate the push and the pull motion. And then, of course, friction is when you have something that's kind of in your way, like sand at the beach. Have you ever tried to push something in sand or pull something in sand? It's hard. How about on the grass at school or at a park? If you have a wagon or a bicycle and you're pushing or pulling it on the cement, it goes pretty smooth. But if you try to push or pull it on the grass, it takes more force. You have to push it or pull it harder because the grass acts as friction. The grass is friction that slows down the movement. And that is the end of our unit. Unit 10 on forces in motion, and our last unit for the year.
Wow, I can't believe that's the last one.
Yep, it is, boys and girls. So that concludes our Unit 10 and our lesson for Friday. And next week, we're going to be doing some different things instead of our benchmark. So I look forward to having one more week with you, boys and girls, and have a very, very happy weekend. We'll see you later.
Bye-bye, everyone.